I wasn't chasing a dream. I was running from myself. Hello, I am Brian, and Cracks and Light. For a long time, I had no intention of sharing more about myself or what I've been through over the past 20 years in business. But now, as someone who has gone ahead, I want to speak to you, those still sitting in classrooms, those freshly graduated, and young people burning with the desire to contribute, to build something of their own. My only hope is that the hidden sides behind each topic I share will be received with an open mind, used as reference, and help you prepare for the things school will never teach you. Today, I would like to share the first topic. I wasn't chasing a dream. I was running from myself. I graduated at 21, top 5 of my class, a degree in agricultural technology from a respected college in the South. I remember the smell of the graduation hall humid air, fresh flowers, polyester gowns. My father was proud, eyes glinting under his worn cap. My mother cried in silence, the way northern women often do, quiet but thunderous in feeling. I thought I was ready to change the world, ready to create a movement in sustainable farming, ready to build something that matters. And yet, just 6 months later, I was eating instant noodles on the floor of a rented room behind a gas station in Binh Duong. Jobless, broke, confused. Let me tell you what they didn't teach me in college. They didn't teach me that passion doesn't pay the bills, at least not in the beginning. They didn't teach me that investors don't fund ideas, they fund traction. They didn't teach me that farmers, the people I wanted to help, would look at a 21-year-old kid and smile politely, but not trust a single word he said. I started my first startup 3 months after graduation. No business model. No cash flow. Just an idea and a borrowed laptop. I knocked on the doors of 37 farms in Tay Ninh before one finally let me in, an old man who only agreed to talk because I reminded him of his grandson. I built a prototype for a soil sensor that no one wanted, pitched it to a cooperative. They nodded, then ghosted me. I sent 200 emails, got 3 replies. None were offers. I took freelance gigs just to afford 3G data. I skipped meals to afford bus fare to pitch events. I slept on floors, in storage units, sometimes in a greenhouse when I couldn't find shelter. I told everyone I was chasing a dream, but really I was running. Running from the shame of not being enough. Running from the guilt of not fulfilling the pride in my parents' eyes. Running from the boy I used to be, thinking the man I wanted to become could only be born through struggle. But struggle without direction becomes self-sabotage. At 22, I collapsed, literally, in the middle of a pitch event in Hialetter 1ED3 Chi Minh City. My body gave out. Malnutrition, stress, sleep deprivation. I was rushed to the hospital. The nurse asked, "Do you have anyone we can call?" And I said no. Not because I didn't, but because I didn't want my parents to know how far I'd fallen. That night, alone in the hospital bed, hooked up to a saline drip, I stared at the ceiling and thought, what am I doing? I wasn't building a dream. I was avoiding stillness. Because if I stopped just for a moment, I'd have to face myself. And I was terrified of what I might see. You see, pain doesn't just come from failure. It comes from the stories we tell ourselves about failure. I told myself I was weak. I told myself real men don't quit. I told myself suffering was noble. But what if it wasn't? What if I was just lost? At 23, I went home. Quietly. No announcements. No explanations. I worked at a local rice mill. Minimum wage. 6 days a week. I hated it. But for the first time in 2 years, I had silence. And in that silence, I began to hear myself again. I remembered the kid who used to follow his dad into the fields before dawn. The boy who cared more about watching banana trees grow than growth charts. The boy who believed in listening before speaking. At 24, I started again. Not with a dream, but with honesty. I took a job advising farmers in a government program. It wasn't sexy. No pitch decks. No VC calls. But I learned. I sat with farmers. Ate with them. Listened to their fears, not just their yields. I wasn't running anymore. I was walking slowly toward something real. So here's what I learned. Dreams are not escape routes. They are destinations. But if you build a dream just to run from yourself, you'll arrive with everything you thought you wanted and nothing you actually needed. You'll get applause, but feel empty. You'll succeed, but feel unseen. You'll be busy, but hollow. I've seen this. I've lived this. So to you, young dreamers, let me say this. Don't chase your dream just to prove something. Don't run so fast that you forget who you are. Sit with your fear. Name your pain. And then build not to escape it, but to transform it. Because the truth is, you can't outrun yourself. But you can come home to yourself. And sometimes, that's where the real dream begins. This is Brian, and Cracks and Light. I'm very happy that you are here. See you in the next sharing session.